It wasn't a tour nor a mission trip, but a pilgrimage, learning about oneself while following Christ's footsteps in Israel. That journey turned into a life-changing experience for folks from First Baptist Knoxville, never to be forgotten.
Going My Way with Alan Williams. Brought to you by the Lawson Family Foundation, planting positive seeds for the future.
It all started the first morning in Tel Aviv. I was having coffee. My wife was on the balcony. We heard a large boom. My wife saw the rocket come into Tel Aviv about a mile from where we were. And then we have a picture of that explosion and the results from that about a mile away. That started this whole war right there. And we were there from the get-go. We quickly left with our group from Knoxville and a group from Cincinnati for our home base in Jerusalem, with the purpose of each day seeing biblical sites like Herod's massive palace called Masada.
Match exactly the more detailed description that we have of this community from their own writings.
We toured where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, even floated for a while in the Dead Sea. One place that we had to see is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. It's the site of Jesus' crucifixion and burial. Despite the obvious distractions, we continued our pilgrimage, focusing the best we could. As the days progressed, we saw an increase in security, we saw an increase in the military, so many things, and there was one day in particular that stood out. After touring the Church of the Nativity of Jesus' birth in the West Bank, little did we know this day would be one that we would never forget. We took a detour on a high, narrow mountain road in the West Bank in Palestinian territory. It was just wide enough for a car, and if you had one wheel off of that road, you're a goner. I mean, you're going 1,000 feet. So we're going 5 miles an hour at the most. We then had to maneuver a hill. 2 of our 3 vans barely made it up. There's nowhere to go. And so the third van, everybody held hands and they started praying. I turned my back to them, and at first I was skeptical. I thought, there is no way we're going to make it up this hill. And I started praying, and there was something that came over me that I've never felt in my life. And I changed my whole perspective, and I prayed, and I told myself, I go, we're going to make it up that hill. And it changed me right there. But the day still wasn't over. So when we got back, got out of our vans in Old Jerusalem, the sirens to the whole city started, and everybody started running. And of course, we're running too. We don't know where we're going to run to, but we're maybe a shop, maybe a shop that's open. Not many are open. And then 2 minutes later, we heard 3 booms. And those were booms that were knocking out rockets or missiles from Gaza headed toward us. And I said right there, I said, we've got to go. Leaving was another obstacle. The main airport was closed to international flights. Each one of us had to make our own choices and when and how to leave. John and Michelle Newmeyer and my wife and I decided to cross the border to Jordan. We met up with Lena and Sam Shatara from Knoxville, who helped us in our trek back home. For all of us, it was a journey of faith, trust, prayer, and awakening.
Because of the circumstances that we were in, it just helped me to come closer to God, because I had no choice but to trust in God and to rely on Him to protect all of us while we're here.
What comes to mind that we really need to trust in the Lord even when we're in the darkest valleys. So it became very, very real for us.
There was a spiritual awakening in me that I don't want it to end. You know, I've got this inside of me that I want to tell people about because of what I experienced. One word I learned in Arabic I probably said 100 times, and it sums up for the incredible outpouring of concern, of prayers, and love for our group from back home. That one word is shukran, meaning thank you. Thank you. thank you. Going my way, I'm Alan Williams. Driven by the belief that every life has equal value, the Lawson Family Foundation strives to make a positive difference for East Tennesseans. This week, they honor Walter Simpson, Program Director of the Mend House Sober Living Community. Walter is responsible for ensuring the safety of its residents while coordinating appointments and community service events and working to become a full-time licensed alcohol and drug abuse counselor. Walter Simpson and the Lawson Family Foundation, planting positive seeds for the future.